Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, the President and General Counsel of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country in the courtrooms of America. Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
Michelle Obama calls the Tea Party movement racist and asks them to disavow any racist elements in their midst. I am Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel and dean of Liberty University School of Law. Joining me is Matt Barber, director of cultural affairs with Liberty Counsel and associate dean for the law school. Matt, Michelle Obama spoke to the NAACP recently, and in her speech, she pointed out that she felt the Tea Party movement had elements of racism in it. She said that, in fact, that Tea Party members have used racial epithets and have verbally abused black members of Congress and threatened them, and protesters have engaged in explicitly racist behavior and displayed signs and posters intended to degrade people of color generally and President Barack Obama specifically. Now, I have no doubt that people have displayed signs against President Barack Obama. I have no doubt about that. In fact, he is the one who has energized all the people in the Tea Parties and others because of his radical ideas. But whether he is red, yellow, black, or white, he would still be President Barack Obama as the point of opposition.
Yep.
They're not displaying him because of the color of his skin. They're displaying him because of the content of his character, because of his specific views and ideology. I have not seen racial epithets or people focusing on black members of Congress over any other member of Congress. This is just, I think, trying to, what this is a straw man argument. I took an argument debate class in college, and there's various ways to try to debate your opponent. One way is to do a straw man argument, where you create that straw man argument, and then you knock it down.
Yeah.
So she has created a straw man of racism, and now she's trying to knock it down.
Well, this is the narrative that the left is trying to create, with aided and abetted by liberal media, and of course they know that this isn't true. Now there may be sparse sprinkling, peppering of idiots, as there are among any large group of people. However, there is no evidence of any kind of systemic racism within the Tea Parties. In fact, Andrew Breitbart, you might remember, Michelle Obama refers to racial epithets being thrown out at black congressmen. There is no evidence. There were video cameras everywhere. Andrew Breitbart has offered $100,000 to anyone who could come forward with evidence that any of this racism occurred. Nobody can. Now, that's not to say that some idiot may or may not show up with a sign, and I'm also not convinced that where and if there are racism is occurring, that leftists aren't coming in to help create the narrative.
Yeah, well, first of all, I haven't seen those signs, and if they were out there, I'm sure that, in fact, they would be plastered all over the news media.
Yeah.
And
where are they?
You haven't seen them.
Where are they?
You haven't seen the KKK signs or the Nazi signs. That's what Pelosi says out there. I've not seen those, and if they were out there, they would be on the media. They would be plastered everywhere. Now, as you're saying, I would not doubt that somebody would intentionally come to these events and set up and bring those kinds of signs.
That's Saul Alinsky 101. We know that they do these sorts of things.
And then all of a sudden use that one out of thousands of people that are there to paint the entire group.
In fact, they did that. They had a website set up where they said, "Go infiltrate the Tea Parties. Let's help to affirm this image of them as racist buffoons and backwoods hicks." And so they came with signs doing just that, yelling racist comments, trying to, again, marginalize the Tea Party movement. And here's why. It's because they're threatened by the Tea Party movement. Now, the Tea Party movement is nothing. That's just a name that has been stamped on it, of course, because it harkens back to the Boston Tea Party, where there was a rebellion against, I believe, a 3% tax. Well, here we have President Obama, who is getting ready, probably all accounts indicate, getting ready to raise taxes to an unprecedented level here in the United States. People are rising up against the panoply of radical policies that he is ramming down the throat of the American people, trying to, as he said, fundamentally remake America. So these are just good folks rising up against that radicalism.
That's right. I mean, it's the policies that are at issue here that people are being energized over. And people love America, and they love freedom, and they don't want America's foundation of family and morality and religious freedom and all of those fundamental core values to simply be eroded away under 4 years of one particular presidency. And that's what Obama is intent on doing. Yeah. In every single area, he's the most radicalized president with the most radicalized appointments in the history of America.
Well, notice that's exactly right. It's the policies that are at issue here. But where does Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, David Axelrod, where does the left want to have this argument? They want to move it over here, as you pointed out, to the straw man argument. They want the Tea Party movement. They want conservatives and this movement, this grassroots groundswell of opposition to Obama's radical policies. They want us to be on the defensive, arguing, we're not racist. We're not racist. No, but you know what? We're not going to be tricked. And the Tea Party so far hasn't been tricked. People are still focusing on the issues, on opposing Obama's radical policies. We're not going to be sucked into this debate and being trying to defend our positions and defend against unfounded attacks of racism.